Hey everyone, this is PrinceWatercress, and welcome to a brand new Let's Play. This time around, it is Daffy Duck in Hollywood for the Sega Master System, which is also available on Sega Game Gear, though we are playing the Master System version for this particular Let's Play. Kind of funny how I play this not long after playing Daffy Duck in Foul Play. And while this one isn't made by Sunsoft, it is made by Sega. Well, actually it's published by Sega. It's actually developed by Probe, which later became part of Midway. And well, it's not the first time we played a game developed by Probe Entertainment, especially not one that was made for the Sega 8-bit hardware on the Master System and the Game Gear. Matter of fact, we have also played Desert Speed Trap starring Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote, and that was a fun one. I still need to remember to play it on hard difficulty and show off those last two levels. Hopefully when I get the chance I'll do so. What can I say about this game? I say as I struggle to find words in the English language to say so as not to make any more awkward silences, which, let's face it, I'm going to be making more awkward silences. It's a pretty good game. I haven't played through this all the way through, and I will be doing it for the purpose of this Let's Play. But what I've played so far is pretty good. As for the game itself, there is a story to this, which is in the manual. Famous movie director Yosemite Sam returns to his office to find it ransacked. His 12 golden cartoon awards are missing from his safe. In the bottom of his safe is a ransom note from the math professor Duckbrain for $1 million. Yosemite Sam knows that the math professor is hiding out somewhere in Hollywood. So rather than paying the ransom, he gives his old pal Daffy Duck a call. And that's where we come in. That leads to us doing things. So as you can see, this is a side-scroller. You run, you jump, you shoot a gun at enemies, you try not to get hurt. That's pretty much how it is. How did Mary only score 1 point? And that's the game. And you have to find the 12 trophies in order to get the good ending, which is what I am planning on doing. So, without any further ado, let's finally press buttons and we can start the game. You can tell from this screen alone that the music is gonna be good. I actually had to look up who did it after Try It Out Tuesday, and turns out it was Matt Furness, who also did some pretty good music work back in the day. You can start the game, you can alter the difficulty. It is on medium by default. I am keeping it there. And there's also a sound test too, but, well, we'll be hearing plenty of the music and sounds as we play through this game. So let's go ahead and start the game. And as soon as you do, you're going to have to go through all of these little movie shoots, I guess, where you have to go through certain types of movie sets to find everything. You start out with stages 1 and 2, and you can play the stages of all the stages. The stages of all the stages. You can play the stages of all the worlds in any order that you like. You don't have to go 1-1, then 1-2, and then 1-3. You can play through these in any order. Of course, once you beat stages 1 and 2, you're going to get stages 3 and 4. You only have one shot to go through a stage, and once you beat that stage, you won't be able to return to it. So you're going to have to look carefully and make sure you get the trophies as well as any other things you want to get your hands on. Because there's only so many power-ups to go around. You're only going to get so many lives. There's only 12 trophies. And if you miss even one, you're not getting the good ending. So, without further ado, Stage 1-1. World 1 takes place in the desert and is known as Scalp Trouble. And the 8-bit version of this game plays differently compared to the Genesis version. The Genesis/Mega Drive version. Button 1 attacks, button 2 jumps. You can pause with the pause button. Left and right lets you move left and right. Up and down lets you look up and down, which is pretty cool. And if you see bubbles, you'll want to wait for what comes out of it because, well, it's always going to be a good power-up. You'll never get any bad ones. You start out with a basic bubble shot, but you'll get other power-ups as you go, and you definitely want to get your hands on all of them. Sometimes you'll get points, other times you'll get letters that spell out the word Daffy Duck, which if you collect all 9 of those, you'll get an extra life when you beat the stage. Sometimes you'll find wands. Those wands will give you a fairy duck mother who gives you an extra hit, which you're going to need. Sometimes you'll be able to shoot even more shots. Sometimes you'll get power-ups that allow you to automatically send an enemy away instead of touching them after you hit them with a bubble, which is always a good thing. That thing with the eyes in the lower right-hand corner, it shoots projectiles. Just like that, you don't want to get hurt. You can only have 1 extra hit at a time. And yes, it is easy to accidentally hit a thing that you don't want to hit, so you just want to be very careful as you do things around here in this game. And of course you do want to pay attention when you go places because you never know when you might accidentally scroll a bubble off screen or a set of bubbles and never see them again. Like, we could have missed out on that 1-up right there. I'm surprised I got that. Yeah, if you see a Daffy Duck face, like the one in the lower left-hand corner that shows your lives, that's an extra life. You want to grab that. So yeah, stick around places to get bubbles to appear. Don't let the camera go someplace unless you really want it to, because you can miss out on stuff if you are bad with the camera. You could miss out on power-ups and even letters for the extra life that way. And if you see an enemy, you can shoot it down. Thankfully, we have a little shot that shoots in 4 directions, and in case there are any enemies nearby, it will take them out for us, which is a good thing. I'm not going to be able to get everything, unfortunately. I might miss out on stuff that I do not want to miss out on, which can be a bad thing. And I really shouldn't be grabbing wands either in case I need the extra hit. But thankfully, we're pretty much on the easy parts of easy part of the game. I want to watch out for that guy in particular because he will throw a projectile at you if given the chance if you leave him on screen for too long. So don't do that. And sometimes by sticking around, you'll either get some bubbles to appear or you'll just get Daffy doing things while you're in the idle animation and not much else. There's a platform there. I want to take it. And by the way, as much as I would like to find everything, I'm not always going to find everything. You pretty much have to have these levels memorized in order to really find stuff. But I will find all the trophies. I will do that at the very least. Also, if you hold the shot button and then move, you can run. This will allow you to move faster and even make some running jumps. But it may not be the best move sometimes. Because you never know when you might run into stuff that you don't want to run into. I mean, that can be bad. And you definitely don't want to run through the stage. You just want to walk like I'm doing, because you can miss out on... Because if you've run, not only you run into a tragedy and, you know, get hurt by enemies you shouldn't be getting hurt from, but you can also miss out on power-ups and stuff. And you don't want to do that in this game. You want to make sure you get as many points as you can and get all the power-ups you can. And by the way, you do want to destroy enemies as you go. There's the D. I didn't even know it was there. Yeah, sometimes you want to wait around because you never know when you might find something. You do want to destroy enemies as you go, whether it's hitting them with the bubble and then running into them before they break out of the bubbles, or having the amount of power-ups that I do that make it so that they're captured automatically and sent off of the game screen, because that allows you to go from one section to the other. I've destroyed enough enemies, so therefore I can go past this and go to the exit. And that's what I'm doing. So by picking up diamonds and these little gems, you can get yourself some extra points. And you can get even more from picking up the trophies. Yeah, you're only... You really have to know what you're doing just to find everything in these levels. But anyway, let's go ahead and play 1-2. Just because. And you start off with your basic gun again when you start a new world. And you'll need to pick up your power-ups all over again. So, watch what you're doing. Like, right there, I had to capture the guy just by hitting with the bubble and then running into him automatically. Or manually, rather. It's obviously not automatic. Sometimes you'll see ledges you can grab onto. You can just jump into them to grab them from below. Whoa, you can only hang for so long. I learned something new while playing a game. You can hold down and then jump to let go and drop downwards. Or you can pull yourself up just by jumping again. As for these little things, you just need to jump into them and you'll grab onto them. Such as how you get your hands on ledges and stuff. Get out of here, you. Be careful with slopes. You will automatically go down them if you stand on them. I should have gotten hit by that. I wasn't. And I am still looking around for things that I can pick up. And it doesn't look like there's going to be much. At least I have the fireballs going in 4 directions again, so that's cool. Stalactites drop when you get close enough to them. When you see them shake, you know they're going to drop down. Also, if you had any power-ups, not just power-ups, but also extra hits, you lose those too. You have to get those back. So I'm one hit away from death at virtually any time at this particular point in the game, unless I find another wand. And I need to be very careful what I'm doing here. There are bubbles right there. Wonderful. There's an extra hit. Also wonderful. Do want to stick around places sometimes because, again, you never know what you might grab. You never know what you might get your hands on at any given time. Kind of like what, right there. I got a Y. Why? Because I stood there. Yeah, you'll want to stay around just a few seconds. Oh, for a minute I thought I missed out on that. It was points, but hey, that's still one more thing for me to get. You just really have to be patient to find stuff in this game. And, yeah, I wanted to drop down there so that way I didn't get hit. Thought I saw bubbles there. I didn't. Do want to be careful here, though. Never know. Hey! And you won't know what letters you have until you actually beat a level. And that guy down there, there is a guy with a... Yeah, that little dude there has very limited range. You can only shoot it so far up. That little projectile of his. And good thing I was ready to shoot and defend myself because there was a spider there and I didn't even know that it was there. Alright, I need you to drop down. Okay. There's a statue there. We need to remember to get it. And it's near the exit, too. And it's going to be easy to forget. And if we don't pick it up, we're not going to get a second chance at getting it. So, be careful. Go slowly. But not too slowly. You want to survive and avoid stuff, too. And you want to get out of danger when you can. And yeah, holding down and jumping there allowed us to, well, drop down. Yeah, make sure you go to the left here so that way you can get the trophy. And if you collect enough points, you do get points or lives off of points. Anyway, let's go ahead and play 1-3. That's the last stage of Scalp Trouble, and once we beat that, we'll beat the entire stage. There is another trophy here near the end of the stage. It is really easy to miss. I want to make sure that I get it. So let's get it. But first, we look for power-ups, because we're going to need them. Get that. Power-ups do disappear. Make sure they don't. Also, those cacti are spike pits, and some of them can also shoot out fireballs. Like that. You don't want to get hit by the fireballs in any way. It's a good thing that I'm getting my former strength back, because I need that. Like, even one of these little cactus balls can be trouble, so make sure you don't run into them. Just take your time, look around, go places. That way, you can get stuff like the letter D. You're going to need all the lives and power-ups and everything that you're going to be able to get. So you want to go get it all. Make sure you take out those enemies too. And yeah, we were so close to the exit without taking out all the enemies that we saw a little hand pointing to the left in the upper right-hand corner. That's your cue that you can kill all the enemies in that section. So make sure you're doing stuff. And there was an enemy right there. Thankfully, my gun was powered up enough so I could take care of it from a distance. And remember, there's always no such thing as a bad power-up. There's never a bad power-up in this game, so make sure that you collect what you can. Stick around, explore. I keep saying this like a broken record, but it's very true about this game. You want to be patient and play this game to the best of your ability. There's not going to be much here. Let's stay away from the fireball. Also, there is a pink pixel near Daffy's foot there, and I find that a little odd. Just, you do what you can do in this game. I doubt there's going to be anything here that I can get my hands on. Yeah, sticking around is not going to help here. Also, I like the fact that if you hit your head on a ceiling and you don't touch the D-pad, you actually get that little animation of Daffy Duck with a bump on his head. It feels like there should be something here. It doesn't look like there is. It's a shame, because we're going to have to go into the next section as soon as we, you know, hit the slope there. All right. I keep forgetting to talk about the tornadoes. The tornadoes cannot be destroyed. Same thing with the walking cacti that you'll see sometimes. No matter how much your gun is powered up, you'll never be able to destroy those two particular enemies, so just do not. And I want to go... Oh my word, are you kidding me? Well, we can just do this, but we're going to have to be very careful. I can't believe I lost my one hit. And there's the walking cacti that I was talking about. That fireball just bounces off of them. And there is the other trophy that I just picked up. There's another enemy right there. Can't believe I managed to zap him just like that. And hey, I stuck around and got myself a Y. And it looks like we've picked up everything that can be picked up, as far as I can tell. Well, no use sticking around. Let's go ahead and complete this already. And yeah, you want to pick up everything because look at all those points that we got. I missed out on the K. I could have gotten all of the letters here. Could have got myself yet another extra life. Like I said, I'm not going to be able to pick up everything. I'm not going to be able to find everything no matter how hard I try. Again, it's really quite a bit of work. You really just have to be patient and just know the levels well and how to make stuff show up, and even then, it can be hard to get everything. But anyway, we've now completed the first world of the game, and now we're going to go into the second world to pick up even more trophies. So join me next time for World 2. Until then, this is PrinceWatercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!